Hello all, welcome to our news video for this week. We got factoring trinomials. All right, so before you jump into this, you definitely want to first come here and you're going to need to grab this sheet. This is called Factoring Trinomials. So it's in there under the modules and it looks just like this because we're going to use it for every single one of these problems, every single one of them. So make sure you got this. And you can either print it out or make sure you write it out into your notebook and put it in a good spot you could find it. Because you definitely need this for these concepts and these terms. Okay. And once you have that, let's jump back here to some examples. All right. So factoring trinomials. We got a lot of examples to use. First one here, n squared plus 10n plus 25. Okay. So just like it says on the sheet there, first thing we're going to do is separate the first term. So separate out to n and n, because n times n gives n squared. Then you separate out the last term. So it can be 1 and 25, 5 times 5. All right. Then you look at the last sign. You see it's a positive. Okay. So it looks like we go to 3a. So if last sign is positive, you add to get to the middle. So you go this, 5n. And this one, 5n. So you add them together, 5n plus 5n gives us 10n. So then, if the first sign is positive, that means both the terms are going to be positive. So we know it's going to have n, and 5, and 5. Okay? And then, so we know if the first sign is positive, they both are positive, and that's it. And then we're done with that one. And that was your answer. Okay. Because if you add with it, 5, 10, 5 plus 5 gives us 10n. Excellent. Next example for us, x squared minus 9x plus 20. Again, separate out. First term, x and x. Last term, 1, 20, 2 and 10, 5 and 4. And then we look at the last sign. We see the last sign again is positive. So because positive, we're going to 3a. So you're going to be adding terms to get the middle term. Okay. So we add to get the middle. So it looks like we're going to have 5 and 4 be our partners. So it's going to be a 5x and 4x. Okay. So we know we're going to have x and 5, x and 4. And then we look at the first sign. So the first sign here is negative. So that means that first sign is negative, then both these will be negative. Okay, because we multiply back out, it gives us back the original. All right, excellent. Next one, x squared plus 18x plus 15. All right, let's separate out. First step, x and x, 1 and 15. 5 and 3. So basically, 5 times 3 gives 15. All right, next thing we look at, the last sign is positive, right? So that means that we're going to be adding to get the middle term. So it looks like, let's see, 5 and 18. Looks like, oh, that's why it's not working. I made a mistake. That should be an 8. Aha. So we continue. So we're going to be adding still. It'll be 5 and 3 will give us 8. So it's going to have a 5x. And 3x. So those will add them together to give us 8x. So we know it's x and x. And we know we're going to have a 5 and a 3. And we look at the first term, it's positive. So we know that both terms are positive. All right, good job. Next one. We have x squared minus x minus 20. All right, separate the first term. Separate last term, 120, 210, 5 and 4. And we'll look at the last phrase, right? The last sign that's negative. So that means we're going to subtract to get the middle term. So look at which two, if you subtract them, gives you negative 1x. We're going to have a 5x and 4x. So basically, if we do, the 5 is the bigger one, so negative 5 plus 4 or 4 minus 4. I'm sorry, or 4 minus 5 because negative 1. So we know it's going to have x and 5, x and 4. And so then we look at the first sign. The first sign is negative, so we know we're going to do subtraction. So the bigger product is the negative one. The other one's going to be positive. Okay. There we go. Next one, for example, we've got x squared plus 2x minus 8. Separate out the terms, x and x. Separate the last term, 1 and 8, and 4 and 2. Okay. Then we look at our last sign here. See, the sign is negative. So that means we're going to be subtracting the factors here to get the middle term. So it looks like 4 and 2, subtract them will give us the 2x. So we're going to have 4x and 2x. So that means 4 minus 2x will give us 2x, which is what we want. So let's go to x and 4, x and 2. And so the first term is positive. So that means we're here under 3b. So this is positive. The bigger piece is going to be positive. The rest of the one is negative. Excellent. Good. Next example for us. K squared plus k minus 6. Separate out the terms, k and k. And then 1 and 6 and 3 and 2. We'll see the last term, last sign rather, is negative. So it looks like we're going to be at 3b. We're going to be subtracting to get the middle term. So we're going to have 3 minus 2 will give us the 1k. So we have 3k minus 2k gives us 1k. So we're going to have k and k, and then 3 and 2. So look at the first term, it is positive. So that means we're at 3b sub 2b. So then, I'm sorry, 2a. So then bigger product is positive. So positive 3 minus 2. That gives us the 3 minus 2 gives us this individual piece. Last one. X squared minus 8x minus 20. All right. Separate out the first term, x and x. 1 and 20. Like I said, I'm using that factoring trinomial sheet. Just follow the steps every time. You'll be okay. Next one, we got 2 and 10, 5 and 4. So look, next piece, look at the last sign. It is negative. So if last sign is negative, we're at 3b. We're going to be subtracting to get the middle term. And only 2 of these pieces here on this side that we subtract them to get the 8 is 2 and 10. The difference between those two gives us 8. So we're going to have 2x and 10x. So it's going to be 2 minus 10 gives negative 8. So let's put in the x. We know we got a 2, x, and we know we have a 10. And then we look at the first sign. First sign is negative. So that means the bigger product is negative. So the negative goes with the 10, the positive goes with the 2, and that is it. We just finished our last example. So good job, guys. If you watch this video, I'm sorry that I missed you in class, but follow those steps in factoring trinomials, and you'll get there every time. You'll be okay. Just follow the steps. It's really helpful. Good job, guys. Have a good day.